Hello, I'm glad to welcome all participants of the conference. My name is Khavalbolot from Mongolia, and after my co-authors, Dr. Professor Serhii Pysmennyi, Dr. Professor Serhii Chukharev. They are from Ukraine, and also consulting engineer Batbolor, Purev, and Ijilmaa Jambaa. They are from Mongolia. Dear colleagues, let me present the result of research on the top modeling for decreasing the mining equipment downtime by optimizing blasting period at the surface mine. My presentation's main content is including introduction, research methods, results and discussion, and conclusions. We are performed this study to improve the operation and reliability level of the automated showers and dump trucks within the framework of our top certain surface mine. Within the industry, state-owned corporation is one of the largest mining and processing plant in Mongolia. Nowadays, showers from Germany and Russia, dump trucks from also Russia are used for the mechanization of open-pit mining, and the approach is expected to use this type of equipment until 2036 years. Although the continuous and efficient operation of any mining enterprise is difficult to define with the operating costs of mining equipment, including showers, dump trucks, and others. The operation costs of mining equipment depend on their reliability and exploitation management. In example, we would like to show some study about the reliability of mining equipment working at the surface mine. As a result of the analysis of the exploitation level of showers, the numerical values of the main parameters of their reliability operation were determined, and average level for park is shown in the slide. You can see from the slide reliability indicators of showers. The average calendar time utilization factor for showers using in the open pit is about 0.75. They studied find that in the case of shower park, plant downtime accounts for the majority of total downtime. But it's necessary to analyze the cost of unplanned downtime to determine for opportunities to improve utilization and further study equipment reliability. From this slide, you can see the increase in the show's productivity may be due to enhanced concentrator capacity, but it makes it impossible to conclude that equipment utilization has increased or downtime has decreased. In general, the operation and productivity of showers, which are the main machines in the mining industry, on the one hand, depends on the weather condition, technical state, and technological activities. The other hand, it directly affects the operation and downtime of other technological machines, such as dump trucks. Therefore, based on structures data, the costs for the downtime of the showers are shown in the next slide. It's clear from the slide that 41% of total downtime of the showers park during the study was technical, 45% was technological, 11% was organizational downtime, and 3% was other costs. The costs of downtime related to organization of showers are classified due to change showers working position, due to blasting, due to averaging and blending work. You can see also the costs and types of technological downtime of shower as of 2020. 7% of technology downtime is due to blasting. 89% to averaging and blending and 4% due to change shows working position. You can see about it from the slide. The duration of downtime for shovels and dump trucks due to blasting, you can see this table. Blasting is carried out on a weekly infinite surface mine. The duration of blast-induced downtime is usually 1.5 hours, but it's very high in terms of cumulative downtime value for all mining equipment throughout the year. According to a study of the mining equipment, included shovels and dump trucks, the average duration downtime due to blasting is on average from 13 to 28, just for the shovels park. When the number of shovels in the shovels park is 8 working at different mine, the duration of downtime varies depending on the blasting operation, with maximum 865 hours and minimum of 664 hours per year. It's just for a shovel with a maximum of 93 hours and minimum of 83 hours. The duration of downtime due to blasting operation depends on the volume of the rock to be blasted per year. The volume of blasted rock will change with the increase and decrease of the annual open pit work. A correlation between the duration of downtime for shovels and dump trucks parked during the year and volume of the blasted rock in given year was established and analyzed using statistical software. The number of blasting blocks will be determined by the volume of the rock mass to be excavated during the year. By reducing the number of blasting per year and optimizing them, it's possible to decrease the equipment downtime using that mine. As a result, this will allow them to improve their work to a certain level. Therefore, it's necessary to define the optimal number of blasting per year. The purpose of preparing the rock for excavation is to ensure that the continuous operation of the shovel. Therefore, based on the theory of supply or resource allocation, let's determine the volume of one-time blasting by dynamic programming. The purpose of resource allocation theory is to determine the optimal amount of product supply, average resource level, inter-supply time or supply rotation interval, depending on the level of consumer demand and supply. In resource management theory, the following conditions are considered in several variants. These include, first, reserve intervals are different and amount of supply is constant. Second, backup rotation interval and reserve size are variable. Third, reserve turnover intervals are irregular and resource supply is unstable. The basic condition for operating shovels and dump trucks with irregular uniform throughout the year is to provide them with a constant supply of blasted rock at regular intervals. In our case, number of equipment available may be uneven during the supply period due to maintenance and repair. Therefore, it's appropriate to consider the volume of blasting mass between minimum and maximum. In this case, the volume of reserve to be prepared varies from minimum to maximum, depending on the demand for supply in the given interval. Supply is blasting rock mass. Interval is the between two blasting. So we can define the time between two blasts and number of blasting per year using first and second formula in the slide. The purpose of blasting is to distribute the blasting block n times a year in order to minimize equipment downtime. By reducing the number of blasting per year, it's possible to decrease downtime of equipment and to reduce the cost of productivity of equipment due to blasting work. However, as this increases the size of one-time blasting and cost of one-time blasting will increase, and the optimal number of blasting per year will be found at the minimum downtime of equipment and blasting costs. Our task is one-dimensional because the blasting block for one-time or resource distribution is one-time allocation, and resource allocation is multi-step static decision-making process. So we can model it by dynamic programming. First, we can change volume of rock mass into subsets of one-time blasting. Therefore, the cost of blasting can be given by the sum function as shown toward the equation, and the volume of rock to be blasted per year expressed by formula. Therefore, the task of optimizing the number of blasting per year determined by the mathematical model as shown next slide. The model's goal is minimizing blasting costs. In the last, we have estimated the blasting number per year about 42. In other words, the blasting number decreased from 53 to 42 at present mine. It gave us a chance to reduce blasting costs by improving productivity of mining equipment. In the last, we have made next conclusions. As a result, equipment downtime increased and performance losses increased. In particular, it has been defined that the downtime of the mining equipment increased linearly as the volume of rock mass to be blasted per year increases. Therefore, the study shows that the problem can be completely solved by managing the volume of one-time blasting and the time between explosions. By optimizing the time between blasting through dynamic programming, it's possible to reduce the direct and indirect costs associated with blasting. Thanks for your attention.